Hey, morning everyone. I wanna have a little chat about something. There's landlords going around trying to, what I would say, extort money from tenants from back when Corona happened. Now Corona happened and started happening in March 2019. Then it started getting ridiculously crazy in October 2019. And it's landlords going around trying to extort money from tenants, saying tenants owe rent from when Corona happened. Now, even if tenants do owe money from when Corona happened, and you still living in your place when Corona happened up until now, listen up, tenants. You do not have to pay that back rent if you owe anything. No landlord could get money from a tenant from 6, 7 years ago when Corona happened. This is now 2026. If a landlord tries to take you to court to what I would call extort money from you, talking about you owe back rent all the way from when Corona happened, that case will not stand up in court. Nobody is going to win that case. The judges don't even want to take those cases because landlords had from 2020 to 2023 to try to get back rent from tenants from when Corona happened. Anything past 3 years, a landlord cannot take money from a tenant to get rent 6, 7 years ago. That's insane. No judge is going to take those cases. The case will not hold up in court and it cannot win. It'll be on the tenant side. Listen up, people. You have to do your research. Do your research on that because I'm one of the tenants that the landlord is trying to do that to. They're trying to get rent money from me from 6 years ago, 6, 7 years ago when Corona happened, 6.5 years ago from when Corona happened. How did you let me get past not paying you rent for a whole year, 6.5 years ago, 7 years ago when Corona happened, and I'm still living here? How? My rent is paid. I pay my rent every single month. My son is the one that goes get my money orders so I could pay my rent. I give him my money. He has a check cashing place somewhere in the area where he work at, and he brings me back my money orders so I could pay my rent. And they trying to say my son owe rent money from 2020, September 2020 to September 2021. That's a whole year. How did you let that go past without notifying me about it? I'm just hearing about this. So again, that cannot stand up in court. They saying my son was collecting unemployment back in September 2020 to October 2021. First of all, I'm unaware of that. My son is a full-grown man. He don't tell me all his business, and I don't expect him to tell me all his business. And then on top of that, my son don't even live with me no more. My son is no longer on my lease. He's a grown man. He needs to go out there and get himself and his life together. So that case is not going to win in court. Nobody can evict you. Nobody could terminate your lease, your contract, none of that. Even on programs, if you're on Section 8, Phelps, or whatever those other programs is, I don't know about those programs. I just hear or know a little bit about Section 8. But if you're on any type of rent subsidy program, no landlord could evict you, kick you out. They can't terminate your contract. They can't do none of that for rent 6 to 7 months, 6 to 7 years ago. That's totally impossible, totally insane. How's my son supposed to get pay stubs from unemployment 6.5, 7 years ago? That's crazy.